War Thunder's Danger Zone is finally here. This is probably one of the most hyped updates in recent memory. We received the highly anticipated F14, some bugs, and a huge amount of new premiums. This led to quite a few of you to consider this patch a cash grab, so let's explore this question in more depth. First, let's look at something obvious. The amount of premiums introduced for this patch. According to the patch notes, we received 42 vehicles in this update, of which 14 are premiums. These include 5 $60 pack premiums and 9 Golden Eagle premiums. This means that 1/3 of the vehicles added in this update are premiums. To put that into context, Wind of Change added 54 new vehicles, of which 6 were premiums. Update Winged Lions contained 46 new vehicles and a similar amount of new premiums. Quick side note, the wiki misses quite a few of them. Both of the aforementioned updates added the new tech tree, so let's also pick a similar sized update that didn't add a new tech tree. To find something to fit those criteria, we will have to look at last September's update, Direct Hit. It introduced 38 new vehicles, yet it only contained 6 premiums. Whichever way you slice it, this update contains substantially more premiums than the norm. Dare I even say, an unprecedented amount of premiums. Next we need to address the Squadron M1A1 AIM and F14 Tomcat, as I've seen both in large numbers on patch day. While it is possible to obtain both for free, I would suspect a non-insignificant amount of people spend Golden Eagles on them, especially when it comes to the Abrams. We have seen it firsthand with the Leopard 2 PL. Lots of new players would jump at the opportunity to spend thousands of Golden Eagles on a BR 10.7 MBT. I've also spoken to someone who claims to be familiar with the matter. While I always recommend taking anonymous sources with a grain of salt, they told me that a substantial amount of Golden Eagles was sold on patch day. When it comes to perception, I think that quite a lot of players felt that this patch was pretty light on content, as there were only a handful of non-copy-paste additions to the mid-tiers. This is then further compounded by the fact that 3 of the 5 pack premiums are essentially reskins of existing tech tree vehicles. While I think some levels of copy-paste is inevitable, it seems to me that the player base would much rather see premiums that are based on a tech tree vehicle, but come with some sort of unique modification. Recent examples include the Mirage Milan, MiG-21 SPSK, and the ZTZ-96A prototype. While copy-paste premiums isn't a problem in and on itself, I think players feel that Gaijin is being lazy. At the end of the day, a lot of it comes down to perception. Someone mentioned that Gaijin could have just misjudged the player base perception on copy-paste vehicles, as the ICE 2 number 321 was pretty well received, despite being a copy-paste vehicle. While most players are buying premium vehicles for their increased RP and SL gain, I personally think it's a lot easier to justify spending the $60 if it isn't just a reskin. Despite all of that, I would not be surprised if Update Danger Zone brought in more revenue than even Wind of Change, even if the latter contained a premium A10. Although I should emphasize that this is just pure speculations on my part. I am quite concerned by the sudden increase of premium vehicles, although personally I would rather not judge Gaijin so quickly. There are plenty of plausible explanations for why this patch is so lackluster. One of the more prominent theories is that Gaijin might just be holding back content for the 10th anniversary update. A commenter did also mention that parts of the player base have been asking for new premiums. Either way, I can't address all of the potential reasons for why Gaijin is adding so many new premiums, but just know that there are a huge amount of other plausible theories. If you take away the 3 new premiums that were moved from other trees and the new Italian starter premium, the number of new premiums drops to 10. That's still substantially more than other patches, but not insanely so. I also want to make a few things clear. Gaijin is entitled to make money, and I don't want to sound ungrateful about all the new content and other improvements their developers are working on. However, I also think it's important to talk about things that are potentially unflattering to Gaijin. What are your thoughts on this patch? Ultimately for me, I will be looking closely at the amount of premiums that get added in the next few patches, and if this pattern repeats itself over the following major updates and becomes a trend, then I think it would be a cause for concern. If you enjoyed this video, consider becoming a channel member, and check out this video next.